This TikTok is meant to give factual perspective on reality, and fair warning, it's a little blunt, but I tried to water it down as best I could. So this is in response to lizard brain, but I predominantly want to respond to this kind of thinking and perception that can be quite common in our society. Know that my emotions come from a place of frustration in response to the lies and propaganda of many industries, including the pharmaceutical industry. So I made a previous video on how important it is to do your own research and not expect others to do all the work for you. Unfortunately, it was too real for TikTok, so I uploaded it to my YouTube and Rumble. What's left on TikTok is just part 2 of the Truth is Within You, but I suggest watching both. Nonetheless, I am not your physician and do not have all the details of your situation, and thus have no way of knowing if the choices that you made were the right ones, as diet, health, disease, and recovery are extensive subjects. Like I was explaining in this video, detox happens, and if done incorrectly, it can have dangerous results. Generalizing a diet and blaming it for individual circumstance does not prove that the dietary lifestyle is flawed. As there are many ways to be vegan, many circumstances that vary with each individual, including lifestyle, stress, psychological health, etc. People will blame a vegan diet without considering these factors and forget that the majority of diseases are from poor lifestyle choices and diet, remembering that the majority of American people consume animal products, and they are the statistics whose health suffers the most. We can't ignore this detail. Additionally, even when we do our best, people are not immortally protected from disease and sickness, but we can do our best to not be as vulnerable to disease by making better choices for our health as a society. When vegans get sick, everyone jumps to the conclusion that it's the diet, but when non-vegans get sick, rarely is the diet blamed. But that's changing. Once again, non-vegans are the dominant population that suffer from chronic illness and diseases in our country. No competition. Health organizations, doctors, and nutritionists are publicly encouraging plant-based diets now because the results are evident. We have not mastered diseases yet, and if you go back to the other video I made about blood type and diet, you'll hear me talk about my mother, who is abstaining from sugar to starve her cancer. Now that doesn't mean that she can't ever eat fruit again. Fruit is by far one of the best things that humans can be eating. But my point was, when humans are sick or when you have disease, sometimes you have to tweak diet and lifestyle to allow the body to have an advantage over the disease in order to safely heal and detox. And in this previous video, you may remember me talking about how animal products are harmful to the body, lead to disease, and are not suitable for consumption or cure. I'll say it differently. Consuming the decaying flesh of a corpse does not heal you. We do not need a reminder that many people are sickly and have disease, but not shockingly, not all require the same procedure. Some need special treatments to suit their conditions. A vegan diet isn't a cure-all. It is not the miracle cure that you've been looking for, because there are other factors that need to be addressed. It is not being ableist, because people with chronic and fatal diseases and disabilities have saved their life by going vegan. And just because you tried and it didn't go as you expected, doesn't mean the diet failed. This kind of thinking gives a really skewed perception of a lifestyle diet based on individual circumstances. Now consider this, the scientific community says some people with certain diseases can't go vegan, and yet some have, and cured their diseases. So that begs the question, are they lying? Remember that the pharmaceutical industry does not make any money when people are healthy. The industries that profit from people having diseases would prefer to continue getting paid. I have looked up the success stories from people who have cured their Crohn's disease, fibromyalgia, even cancer by going vegan, because their voices matter, because their lives are better, because everyone deserves to know their options. But let's be transparent, because they probably made other choices that ultimately contributed to their recovery. But this is what I was saying before. Just going vegan isn't a cure-all, but it undoubtedly gives the body a better advantage to fighting disease than a body that consumes rotting animal flesh. out of respect for all the people who went into remission, all the people who cured their disease after going vegan, who have gone through years of suffering and limitations, for all those who couldn't get up out of bed because they were in so much pain. And then we have people who will self-victimize themselves and tell the world that veganism doesn't work because it didn't work for them. It didn't cure their disease. And I don't think that's a fair assessment. Everyone deserves the best quality of life. And if there is any proof that a vegan diet contributes to that, then I'm not going to sit here and let other people shit on it. Now, there might not be enough evidence to prove that a vegan diet can help cure diseases. We also know very well that the meat and dairy industry is not going to fund those studies. But there is a substantial amount of evidence that meat and dairy contributes to poor health and contributes to the formation of diseases. Diseases suck. They can break you down, disempower you, make you feel helpless, useless, a burden. Like there's no hope and you have to continue suffering every day until the day that you die. No cure, no salvation. But for $10,000 a year, we can put you on an experimental program that might just give you 3 more months to live. Veganism isn't a joke. Someone's life isn't a joke. Disease isn't a joke. And living with disabilities isn't a joke. So be mindful with your words. Nobody is better than anybody else because we are all equal and all deserve the best quality of life that life has to offer. And everyone deserves to know their options. As I've said, there are far more factors to health, disease, and recovery than simply taking things out of your diet. Diet may be a big factor in people being cured from diseases, but it's not the cure-all. Just going vegan doesn't always cut it, so it's impractical to blame a diet for not curing your disease. There are other factors to consider when it comes to disease. One must be patient with the body and the healing journey and not gamble one's life on diet alone. Keep an open mind. Listen to your heart. Don't let disease own your life. You are not alone. As I like to do, I encourage people to do your own research. Detox and diet under professional supervision, especially if you have tricky health problems. And be gentle with yourself, physically, emotionally, mentally. I do believe that mental and emotional stress can cause disease and prevent the body from healing, so take care of yourself, love yourself, claim your own inner peace, and take control over your life. And don't stress over the things that you can't control. Have faith in yourself. Build a healthy relationship with your body by having a healthy diet, a healthy physical diet, a healthy mental diet, a healthy emotional diet. Claim your limitless power. Live long and prosper.